Yeah, deputies got dispatched to a fire at a known drug compound, and the address is flagged. Law enforcement must go in before fire, just because of all the prior incidents, and there's been homicides and all sorts of stuff going on out there. So, habitual property, and so deputies went out there to make the scene safe before fire department personnel got there.
And it sounds like that was a good call, because what did that deputy see, the first one on scene?
He arrived on scene, got into a confrontation with someone who was trying to put the fire out and wouldn't back away to allow the fire department to get in there. And at that point in time, an officer-involved shooting occurred.
And what was it that prompted that? What do we think happened? I mean,
the individual displayed a firearm and pointed it at the deputy.
And that's enough to do what was needed. That person survived, though?
Yes. Yeah, it sounds like they had multiple gunshot wounds. A second firearm was also pulled off of their person. So there are 2 firearms involved there. Deputies rendered medical aid along with Yelm Police Department, and then that individual was transported to the hospital.
Your deputy's not injured, okay?
Yeah, physically okay.
And that person was transported. And then there were still fires on the property. What was happening at that property at the time?
Yeah, during the entire incident, the fire is just kind of raging in the background. So.
And those are all under control now?
Yes, yeah, fire department has suppressed all of those fires, and now we just have the scene locked down, and we have our independent shoot team that's comprised of Lewis County and Mason County and Grays Harbor County Sheriff, and they're coming out to obtain witness statements and investigate this.
And I don't know that we're going to see this property. We've seen the Google map, but describe for us this parcel. You call it a compound? Is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah, it's a junk property, hundreds of cars, trailers, so you can see it from space.
And you've been here before?
Yes, multiple times throughout my career.
Violent calls,
yes.
Code enforcement, or a little bit of everything? And that's why you have properties that are flagged, that if you get any kind of a call, even if it is a fire...
Yep. The fire department will not go. Not until the law enforcement officers have made the scene safe.
Because of the history there and the past actions. You've seen that video. Can you describe it at all? I mean, what do you see?
It's tense. Yeah, it goes quick. The interesting thing is, like, this individual we've come in contact with multiple times, and sometimes people just, they snap. They have a day where they just decide today's the day. So I'm glad that everyone is looking like they're going to survive, that it doesn't sound like he has any fatal injuries. And then, I'm eager to see what the investigation turns out.
You think there's a fire, someone is called for help. Hey, this is where the fire is, come help. This is not the reaction. Why do we think, is there any idea why he was aggressive as opposed to, hey, this is where we need the help?
Well, I don't think he's the one who called for help. So someone else on the property saw the fire, called for help, and I don't think he wanted anyone there.
We heard people yelling in some other RVs, and no one else was associated with any of the violence that happened. Everyone else was okay.
Yep.
No other problems, and you're not searching for anybody. Correct. Okay. Do you guys handle this investigation? How does it handle what's a deadly use of force?
So OII has refused to participate in the investigation because there wasn't a death. And so at this point in time, we don't want to investigate ourselves. So to reduce that conflict of interest, we call out our regional shoot team. So it's comprised of agencies outside of Thurston County who are going to make a team and come investigate this and then present those findings to the prosecutor's office.
And they're probably on their way as we speak, right?
Yeah, they've already showed up.
Got there.